Okay, so today we're diving into the world of Islamic finance. But get this. We're ditching the boring textbooks and jumping right into a story. Yeah. A story about like a teenager named Aisha.
I love that, getting right to the good stuff.
Right. So this fin-formed article we're looking at today, it uses her story to explain all about Islamic finance, which honestly I didn't even know much about before this.
It's truly fascinating stuff, and the way they present it makes it relatable to everyone, even if you're totally new to the subject.
Totally. Okay, so picture Aisha, right? She's just like going about her day when she sees this flyer. It's for a savings account, but the interest rate is, well, insane. Like almost too good to be true, you know?
I've been there. That feeling of, like, is this a scam?
Yeah.
Always pops into my head.
Uh-huh, exactly. But for Aisha, it triggers this memory. Something about what she learned about Islamic teachings on interest, or riba.
Riba, okay, yeah, that's a central concept in Islamic finance.
Right, and it's totally new to me. Luckily, Aisha has her dad to explain it all.
Always helpful. So what does he say about riba?
Okay, so imagine lending your friend money, right? But with interest. Her dad points out that no matter what happens, whether your friend, like, makes a ton of money or their business totally tanks,
Yeah.
you, the lender, you're always going to get more money back just because you loan the money.
Yeah, I see where this is going. There's a fundamental imbalance there.
Right, and that's where the Quran comes in, apparently. It talks
Yeah.
about the ethics of riba.
It's not just about the mechanics of finance, but about ensuring fairness in all transactions.
Yeah, because doesn't it seem kind of wrong that someone else's bad luck equals guaranteed profit for you? It really made me rethink how I view, like, lending and borrowing in general.
It definitely challenges the conventional way we think about money.
Totally. Anyway, back to Aisha's story.
Hmm.
So she starts noticing signs everywhere for interest-free this and halal investments that. It's like this whole other financial system is operating right under her nose, you know?
And yours. What's fascinating is that Islamic finance isn't some niche thing anymore. It's a rapidly growing global market with its own rules and principles.
Wow, I had no idea.
Oh, yeah. And these halal investments, meaning they adhere to Islamic principles, are becoming more and more mainstream.
So Aisha, being the curious one, she decides to learn more, obviously. She talks to her teacher, does some research online, that kind of thing, and she stumbles upon this thing called profit and loss sharing. And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Profit and loss sharing. So instead of a fixed interest rate, we're talking about.
Instead of that fixed rate, imagine everyone involved in an investment shares both the potential profits and any losses.
Interesting. So everyone has skin in the game.
Exactly. It's all about aligning incentives, making sure everyone's invested in the outcome.
So it's more like a partnership than, say, going to a bank for a loan.
Exactly. There's this one principle with the Riba, I think it's called. Basically, imagine investing in, like, a bakery. You provide the money, the baker provides the baking skills, and then you both share the profits based on your initial investment.
And what about losses? If the bakery goes under, for example.
Right, that's the interesting part. With Mudarba, you're not on the hook for any debts beyond what you put in at the start. Like that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Exactly. It's about shared risk and reward, encouraging collaboration and mutual benefit.
Okay, so the article then throws us a curveball.
Oh.
Yeah, we meet these two young entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
Yasin and Lila.
Okay. And what are they up to?
They're trying to get this big project off the ground, but they need funding. A traditional loan seems like the easy answer, but
Yeah.
something just feels off, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Like they can't shake this feeling that maybe there's a better way.
A way that aligns with their values, perhaps.
Exactly. And that's where Aisha swoops in, armed with her Islamic finance knowledge.
Aisha to the rescue.
Right. I love it. So she sits them down, lays out the principles of Islamic finance.
And how does that go over?
They're like totally blown away. I mean, who wouldn't be intrigued by a system that emphasizes fairness and shared prosperity?
It's a powerful message, for sure. And it seems like Aisha really nailed her pitch.
Oh, totally. But get this, she doesn't stop there. There's this school fair coming up, and Aisha decides to go all in.
Okay, I have to admit, I'm curious.
Right. She turns this school fair into like an Islamic finance awareness extravaganza.
Wow, that's impressive. Turning a potentially dry topic into something fun and engaging like that.
And her secret weapon, football.
Football! Okay, now I'm really intrigued. How does that even work?
Okay, so imagine this. Aisha's at the fair, explaining to everyone that conventional banking, it's like being a spectator at a football game, right? You might profit from the game, but you're not really invested in the team's success.
You're just there for the ride, not really a participant.
Exactly. Now, Islamic finance, that's like being on the field, an active player, sharing the risks, sharing the rewards.
So it's about collaboration, not just individual gain.
Exactly. It's all about working together towards a common goal.
That's a powerful analogy, really drives the point home.
Right. And the best part, it works. Yasin and Lila are so inspired, they actually bring a rep from the Islamic Business Development Center to meet Aisha.
Wow, talk about making an impact.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And all because Aisha decided to speak up and share what she learned.
That's the beauty of knowledge. It has a ripple effect.
Aisha's initiative, it didn't just open doors for her with a potential internship at the center, but she also gave Yasin and Lila a whole new perspective on how to fund their business.
It's amazing what can happen when we challenge our assumptions and open ourselves up to new possibilities, right?
Totally. This whole story, it just shows you don't have to be like a financial whiz to understand these concepts or to make a real difference. Aisha's journey, it all started with a simple question.
And that curiosity led to a whole chain reaction of positive change.
Exactly. Sometimes the most profound discoveries, they come from the simplest of questions. You know, it's funny, when I think about Aisha's story, it makes me think about how we can make a financial system that's fair for everyone, you know?
Absolutely. It really challenges us to think differently about finance, to consider models that prioritize things like social good alongside profit.
Right. Like, what if our financial systems actually benefited everyone, not just a select few?
It's a powerful question.
Totally. And it reminds me of something Aisha's dad says in the article. He's like, just because something is common practice doesn't make it right. Aisha could have just ignored that flyer and moved on, but she chose to dig deeper.
And that's what's so inspiring about her story. It reminds us that we all have the power to question the norm, to make a difference.
For sure. It's like, next time you see an interest-free sign, don't just walk by. Stop and think about what it represents, you know? A different way of approaching finance, one that values fairness and shared prosperity.
It's about opening our minds to possibilities we might not have considered before.
Totally. And who knows, maybe it'll even inspire you to rethink your own financial journey.
This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about, that's for sure.
Me too.
Well, on that note, that wraps up our exploration of Islamic finance. A huge thank you to our expert for breaking down these complex ideas. And of course, a special shout out to Aisha for reminding us that sometimes the most incredible journeys start with a single question: